to present the following topic. It says how to translate literary works. First of all, you have to know like a little introduction of how you have to translate literary works. And it says that the translation of them involves the transposition and interpretation of not only creative works, but it also involves the translation of intellectual and academic works. Inside of, as example of creative works, you have the comics, novels, poetry, for example, the scripts of the films, and some other examples. And inside intellectual and academic works, as you know, you have psychology publications, psychological publications. Also, you have art and literary criticism, and you have also novels and literature, but from the ancient times, such as you know the book The Bible and the well-known book that was called Don Quixote.
Okay, now we are going to present you 12 steps which can help you to improve your translator, right? The first one is become an avid and intimate reader in each of your language. As you know, creative words that you are translating can have words that you maybe can understand. And for that reason, before to start translating, you have to be familiar with the text. I mean, you have to read a lot in order to improve your translating. And this reading have to be in both your source language and the target language. Sorry. For example, if you are going to translate a prose poem, you have to know a lot about both languages, the source and the target. I mean, you have to read as many published and unpublished prose poems in order to understand what? The context, the style, and the whole soul of the prose poem. And don't forget, a language is a system that can change and evolve. Remember, language can change, syntax can change, new words are created, and also the grammar. Number 2, master your writing skills in your mother tongue. For this step, what you have to do is just improve your writing skills, understand the whole process about how your mother tongue is written. I mean, if you are going to translate an essay, you must know how to write an essay, how it is structured. If you are going to translate a play, you must know how a play is structured in your mother tongue, right? The next one. Number 3, get an education. In this case, universities or schools are the biggest resource for this step. Enroll in a course where you can learn, improve your skills in translating, get a degree maybe in literature, language, or translation. Because you know, at universities, you can get some help for tutors, teachers, or someone who knows or has experience about how to translate, right? But if you don't have the chance to enroll in a course, don't worry. You can you can learn for yourself. I mean, you can go to the library, local libraries, maybe, or buy books in order to learn for yourself as autonomous education.
Okay. As number 4, we have research the writer and work you are translating. As you know, every writer's work is a piece of him or herself. So, in order to interpret what you are reading, you have to ask yourself some useful questions. For example, where and when was the work written? Where was the writer from? What surrounded the writer at the moment the work was translated? The work was written, and also what else has the writer written, and if the writer used maybe some information from other writers. So it is important and useful for you in order to understand and interpret the text that you are going to translate. As number 5, we have know the risks behind what you are translating. Well, when you translate a specific word, it can cause both the translator and also the writer's their lives depending on the statement of the work. So it's important for you before translating to know your audience, because as you know, the translation of books has sparked revolutions and wars. So be careful, and before translating, you have to be sure you know your audience. Okay, and number 6. Remember that no translation is perfect. Well, when you render your first sentence, the original sentence lost in translation. So, it is your job not to find an equivalent, but rather construct the original as thought it was written in the target language. So, maybe cultural concepts, the shades of color, shades of meaning, and also history can and will be lost. So what you can do is not to be afraid of that and just add footnotes or notes if necessary. What you can also do is to proofread the translated finished parts one by one before reading the whole text. It can help you to change, for example, words in your target language that can have the exact meaning that the source text has. So, don't over-process. Just read the translated finished parts and try to find where you can make these changes. Okay, and finally, for step number 7, you have to find a publisher. In this step, you have to know that literary translations are largely contracted. So you have to approach them, research them, and provide writing translation examples. And after that, you have to negotiate. You have to know that all cultures are different. In every country, the cultures are different. And some of them provide grants of federal and cultural councils. So you have to check out what are your options and select the one that you consider that is better for you. Step number 8. You have to join to a professional translation organization. In this step, you have to know that it doesn't matter if you live in Canada, Chile, China, or even here in Ecuador. In all countries, there are professional organizations for translators, and as well as literary organizations. So you have to join to to one of these organizations, because it is going to improve your professional life. Or with the help of these organizations, you are going to be a better professional. So, so for this, you have to join to an organization that enables you to network, and it opens the door to a professional training opportunities. Finally, it also helps you to have better translation prices. And finally, the one that I consider the most important step is practice constantly. As you know, practice is very important. But before achieving this step, you have to find a comfortable and silent place where you can work for at least 15 minutes a day. So in these 15 minutes, you have to work hard and maintain a regular schedule that is going to help you to improve your translation techniques.